You ready? You ready for this? Look at that. Nice giant chunk.
Oh, I'm so glad we came over here.
Nice. I'm looking for these flat, shiny surfaces. Nice. I really love when I find random flint like this. In my pocket. So I got a whole pocket full of flint here. With 15 minutes of walking around. So this spot looked good from space for rocks. And right here is a giant, giant block. Oh, Leah just found a good little piece. That's a definite flint. Yeah. That's a good piece. Little tiny piece, so I'm gonna leave it. And Leah found something good in the water too. What do we got? Nice piece. Super nice piece.
The water's cold.
Yep, the rock is freezing my hand. That's a nice spear point right there. So, nice. It's all underwater though.
Back here.
Yeah, I'll come back to the spot when there's a drought or something. Alright, on to the next spot. This is some really clear water. Wow. Pretty. So there is flint here too. I'm finding that there is flint in most places. In the northeast here. I see a piece right there. See that? It's small. Right there. Right there. Alright, I am driving. Close the window. I am driving. It's starting to get dark. And I haven't picked a campsite yet, again. I was looking at freecampsites.net, and I'm not seeing a whole lot. A bunch of like Lowe's parking lots and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna try to find a state forest that I could camp in, and we'll see. But it is getting dark, so I'm gonna be just driving aimlessly in the dark. Okay, I'll check back in. Why is my nose red? It's not that cold. The heck? There is some cool places here and cool looking campgrounds, but they're all closed for the season. It's like start of November. I don't know why everything's closed. It's not that cold yet. Gas stations are open, but they have no coffee whatsoever. The one person said there is a coffee shortage. So, I'm in trouble. Okay, that's enough. Good morning. Day 3. Tired. It's literally a logging road. There's right there. And off these logging roads are little called primitive campsites. And this one has more than most usually do. It has a table All along this logging road are these little primitive campsites with a picnic table and a fire pit. And you could stay here for up to 13 days. It's pretty cool. But I'm heading west more, so I'm gonna get back in the car and head out. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. It's literally just in the middle of a huge patch of wilderness with logging roads. The roads are clear. You could drive down them. They're really well kept because the trucks keep coming down. And they actually even have porta pots way in the back that I stumbled across. All right, so I gotta get driving. I'll see you guys soon. So you can see how well taken care of the logging roads are here. It's literally, the name of the road is called Logging Road. Logging Road. Logging Road 8. Pretty cool. Sorry, I had the heat on. It's freezing. Yeah, there's here's one of the logging areas. Pull in here for a minute. They just leave them and pick them up, and they chop an area. Also, my Patreon people paid for this little dash cam. So now when I'm recording, well, when I'm driving and I see something really scenic that I want to put in the videos, or something very dangerous that I want to put in the videos, I just hit the enter key and it starts recording. So that's pretty cool. So thanks guys, I appreciate it. Frost. Just walking in the path here. And I'm seeing what looks like Flint. That's Onondaga.
Seriously?
Smell it. Right in the pathway.
You have to hit it again.
You don't smell it? Hold on. Here, smell that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Smells like oil.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna keep
Right in the
this little
path.
piece. So,
Look, here's another one.
alright, so to explain this, I look on Google Earth for an area that has a lot of rock pouring out of any waterway, like a river or creek. And when you see that, it's worth investigating. But I also look at geology maps to see where Flint might be. So I look for limestone areas, because limestone usually has some flint in it. And as you see right here, this is limestone and flint. Now to explain this in the pathway, they make gravel out of limestone, but they don't care that there's flint mixed into the limestone, and they throw it along pathways or places people walk. So that's another thing to look out for. If you see flint in a pathway, or limestone even, like this right here, it's worth going and looking in a creek. There's a creek right there. So I'm gonna walk over and check that out. So right here, I see a bedrock that actually looks like shale or slate. And across the way, it's definitely slate. But right here, this white rock, it looks like either limestone or flint, but that's holding the whole wall up, so I'm not going to touch that.
It's a little waterfall. And a ton of black walnuts. Sounds like a waterfall up there too.
It's right here. Right at the waterfall. This is definitely Flint. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Nice.
Let me see if it smells. It smells like creek mud. But that's a good flint. Cool. This is big enough to make a knife out of. That's a big chunk. I don't see any damage in it either. Just right here a little bit.
Nice.
Nice. Right here, look. So one of the reasons I probably found flint down there, because I'm not seeing anymore. If you look at the plants here in the water, they're all pressed down. And it looks like a big raging flood came through here. So, since I found it at the edge of the creek flowing in, the flint is probably that way. So I'll go look that way. I'm going to check a little bit more down here and then head out. Alright, you gotta do something, guys. Sniff it. Sniff this rock. Sniff it now. Smell that? Smells like trash oil. It's wonderful.
So weird.
Black walnut. So this, as far as I know, is not Onondaga. It's more of like an Esopus. I don't know how to pronounce it. This stuff will work just as good. And this is a huge freaking score for me. That's a knife by itself. I could make that into a nice knife. But I really want the smelly stuff. There's the smelly stuff. So like for years now, I've only been finding pieces this big. I want to find something this big out of the smelly stuff. I don't know why I can't find it. Here at Seneca Lake. It's a huge lake. It's huge. Alright, so here is another primitive campsite that I stumbled across. The only problem is it's in the middle of a trail. So there's a trail there, and it goes right up that way. However, I went right over here, right on the logging road side here, and came across this. It's all split in half, and it's all flint. This whole chunk is flint. It's not very good flint. It's very flaky, cracked, in cubes. And somebody's been whacking at it. I think what happened was they were looking for rocks for the fire ring, because all this stuff is along the whole fire ring. Funny. It's got a lot of damage in it. If there's anything here that isn't entirely damaged at all, it's all damaged. I mean, even deep inside the rock, you could see it's cracked and crumbled in cubes. I forget the term for when it fractures into cubes like that. So that's interesting. The whole top layer there is flint. Alright. I'm not sure if I'm staying at this one or not. See this here. That's the flint. In the fire pit, it's burned. There's some more. And they burned a hammock or something. Alright, we'll look around some more. The start of day 3 here. I got everything packed in the back. Slept in the primitive campsite again, and I have kind of given up the quest for the Onondaga that smells, because there's not really creek access up where that stuff is here. So I know where a source is, I just can't get to it right now. So that's going to be a future episode. As of right now, I'm going to continue looking around to see if I can find any different kinds of chert and exciting locations. Look at this, they put a big X in the sky. Look at that. What are they doing?
That's where she goes. Marks the spot.
I really love when I find random flint like this in my pocket. So I got a whole pocket full of flint here with 15 minutes of walking around. I decided to, it's fall now. It's cold. It's like 20 degrees. Well, it's 25 now. Last night, I got in late last night, as usual, and just car camped this time. I slept in the back of the car. And it was very, very, very cold. I'm glad I had 0-degree weather sleeping bags. But decided to come down and look for flint, see what I could find along stretches here in the mountains. And I'm just going to explore around and see what I could find. I'm going to be heading west. So I was looking at this piece of limestone right here. And I glanced up the rock line here and found some pretty high quality flint. Let me test it. Yeah, that's pretty high quality. I'm keeping this piece. Cool. Look at all the frost.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to see it because this stuff has limestone mixed in. Here's a piece of limestone. Here's a piece of flint with limestone in it. So you can see how similar that looks. And then here you have the flint. It's just a little tiny piece. About half of this is flint. If you put side by side, you can see limestone, flint, limestone. Here's a bunch more. Some right here. This piece right here. Right next to limestone. That's a pretty big piece. I'm gonna take that. This is also flint, but it's very, very low quality and has a lot of flaws in it. So I don't really like to use this stuff. I always look for the higher quality. This is that lower quality flint. This looks really low quality. I got my giant copper lead-filled bopper this time. Very, very, very low quality. Limestone here, a little bit of flint there. See this too. Next to it. Let's see. It's chunky, crystally. It'll work though. This is all no good. This whole section here. There's only a line of good going through it. It only goes about halfway. So, I'll show a little bit of a comparison here. I mean, this has dirt on it, but you can see the smooth surface here and here. But if you look at this, and you see that one crack going through, that would flake off. Compared to this gray, and you can see the lines running through it, and you could see how this would not work too well for flint knapping. It would work for flint and steel, but this would be better for flint knapping. You can see it's two different materials. This one's gray blue, this one's dark gray. So check this out. If you're out here and you find something that you're unsure of, the best way to test it is to take a corner off. So what I like to do is hold underneath and hit and look. If I can't tell from that, I'll take the whole corner off by hitting straight down. And I'll do that here. You see how this ledge is aimed like that? Like that? So what I'll do is I'll hit right in this ledge. like almost straight down to test it. And not flint. Some kind of slate or shale. But that's the way I test it. Either that or I just snap the whole thing in half. Like that. As I was doing that, I glanced up here and saw something. There it is. Good piece of flint right here. Tumbled chunk. You don't even have to flake that to tell it's flint. I'm gonna leave this one though, it's tiny. Can't tell. I can't tell if this is good quality or not. Looks like no. It is okay. It's a rough flint, it's not fine-grained. So I'm going to take this piece. Let me test the other side. It's very rough.
Looks like limestone there, and
yeah, that's limestone.
you can see it kind of mixed in right here.
Yeah, so there might just be a little bit of flint in here. So I'm not going to take this piece of half of it as limestone. I'll just leave it. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to check in all the creeks and head west over the mountains, through the mountains, and I'm going to be looking for Onondaga chert. And that stuff smells like oil. And in my previous videos, I did find a few small pieces of that, but I never found any in the mountains here. So I'm going to see where that line starts. As I'm just looking around, there's gray flint right here. Look at this. I've not seen this either, so I don't know what this is. Let's see. Might just be the same stuff, I don't know. High quality. Super smooth, super glittery, glossy. If I could find a big piece of that, that'd be great. I mean, if there's little pieces, there's big pieces, probably just like 3 feet down. Underneath all this stuff washed up. I'll keep looking. So this here is a medicinal plant that's been used for thousands of years. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. And even better yet, if you know what it was used for, put it in the comments. It's a fluffy plant. Soft fluff. Woot, woot, woot. So I just quickly looked over the whole topsoil here, the top layer. Didn't kick any rocks over or dig down any, just on top. And I found 2 decent pieces. I don't see anything big here. So I'm going to keep heading west, following the creeks. I'm going to head towards the Great Lakes. See if I can find some Onondaga. Found some more that this actually looks like higher quality. That gray stuff. Let's see what this side looks like. Yeah. I will take that piece. That's a good piece. That's probably a good piece right next to it. I'll take those. These are perfect for spear points and small knives. These will work great. It's got a little bit of limestone in it. The flint starts right here. You can see the line of where it starts. That's all limestone. So this would make a good knife, actually. That's a decent size. This is the highest quality I've found of this gray-blue stuff. So that's really exciting. I've been looking for this gray blue stuff, and it's usually in small little pockets and not really able to be napped into a knife, arrowhead, a spear point.
There's another piece.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird shape with a lot of limestone.
Yeah, that's how we usually find it. It just is really chunky.
This is what I usually find.
But you have a
Big
nice
pocket of limestone, chunky and small.
What you just found is like a nice slab of it.
Here's more. That's a good arrowhead size. Spear point. Okay, that is awesome. I really love when I find random flint like this. I'll keep looking. In my pocket. So I got a whole pocket full of flint here. With 15 minutes of walking around. It only took me 15 minutes to find all that good flint. Sometimes you come to a spot like this and you don't find anything at all. But you can't find it if you don't look. So look. I'm happy I did. I was just gonna leave, and I looked down and she found some actually. I don't see any more. I'll keep looking though. There's a fossil.
What is it?
I think that's a fossil. I'm not sure. Yes, fossil. Some kind of worm in the limestone. There's more up here too. Little tiny shells and stuff. More of the gray here. I'm looking for these flat, shiny surfaces. Nice. Yep. Taking that. In my pocket, there's a giant piece. Under this. Look at that.
Ooh. Oh, nice. There's some more.
Yeah.
Little one. And some chunks.
Yeah, I'm taking this. See what I could get out of it. It's an arrowhead. That's an arrowhead. And Leah carries the big rocks. There you go. Enjoy that. Spotted a good piece of the black point. Right here. Nice giant chunk.
Oh, I'm so glad we came over here.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That's a keep. See, you can see this is limestone.
Yep.
And then that's the flint. That's pretty high quality. It does have some damage, but I'll be able to get lots of spear points and arrowheads out of this. Nice. You carry the big rocks. Here you go. Here you go. You got that? Mussels? Mussels. Not gonna go too much further here. So I see one more piece right down there. Right at the last little bit here. Always be careful coming down these. You don't want to twist your ankle. It's a pretty good piece. Pretty high quality. Pretty solid. I don't see many flaws. There's a bunch of limestone right here. Nice. All right. I have some acid reflux. Coffee did it. Okay, so I'm going to take these and I'm going to head out and I'm going to keep exploring and see what other different kinds of flint and chert I could find. Different colors, different material. Alright. Alright, so one of the problems that I've had is determining flint and high quality limestone. Because it looks really similar, you know? Especially if it's wet. So you just test the limestone and you can see how grainy that is. So that's super grainy compared to super smooth and shiny. This is not shiny, this is dull and grainy. You can knap it. It will work. It's very brittle, it's very tough. This stuff is very sharp and very shiny. Here's more. So again, it kind of looks like limestone. This might actually be Onondaga. Hold on a second. Hold on. That is not Onondaga. It looks like it though. That's what Onondaga kind of looks like, that white gray. But this is the same flint as this, it's just weathered differently. Okay. So I can't even move 2 feet here. I saw this, I was like, oh, limestone. I saw this, I was like, oh, limestone. And my foot hit it, and it's flint. It's a big chunk of flint. It's high quality flint. I'll actually show you how high quality this is. See, it looks like junk, right? You ready? You ready for this?
Surprise, motherfucker.
You see what I mean? Super high quality. Okay. Fossil. Right there. Shells. So I have no idea on this creek here what I'm looking for, but I see a little piece of quartz in this rock. You see that? Just a little tiny nugget. And I have no idea, so I'm just going to test whatever rocks look like they could possibly have something in it. Limestone. And I'm going to test the different areas of the rock too, because that's all limestone. So this spot's going to be difficult to determine what's what if the limestone looks like that. Keep looking. I think that's a toilet pipe.
Ew.
That's probably what that is. Ew.
Hey, this weird thing. What is that?
That's a conglomerate.
What the heck? It's a weird stone.
See something that looks different here. It's pretty big. This looks like it might be a quartzite. Test. That's a quartzite. Keep looking. So I'm not finding a whole lot here. And I'm actually not too far from where I was at the other location where I found a lot. But here's limestone with flint in it. You can see a tiny bit of flint right there. All kinds of crud here. Limestone. So it's just little nodules of flint here. These stones here are good grindstones and hammerstones for flint knapping, as well as like if you need to grind up roots or grind up other tools or grind slate. These cobbles will do very well. They're very rough, like sandpaper. Good for survival bushcraft tools. So there's also naturally shaped stones like this. If you really need to grind something, you could find a flat rock like that and start grinding into it. Eventually it'll make a hole, and then you have a mortar and pestle. And I've used these before for crushing dandelion root and such, and it works really, really well. Here's another one right next to it. Would work really well, like that. You could also peck a hole into this with another rock. Like if you just keep going like that, and grind a hole in there, and then as you start using this, it'll work really well. Found a little piece of tumbled glass. You can put that on a necklace. Pretty. Come up. Found a maybe right here. This is a probably not, actually. No. Not if it caves in like that.
It's just got some in there.
Got a little tiny bit of maybe, like right there. So, not so good at this location. A nugget of something. Don't know. Quartz. And quartz. Alright, I am driving about an hour west now. Not much in that creek at all. Little tiny nuggets. That's it. Alright. To the road. So, they boarded up the sulfur spring. You could still hear it. Ugh, it smells, man. It still really stinks, even with the. Yeah. Yeah. Yuck. Alright. So that's disgusting still. I forgot how disgusting that was. It's been a while since I've been here. Just I had the same exact reaction when I was here last time. I got that on video too. Opened 1820. Man, this thing really stinks. That hotel across the way says vacancy. Wonder why it says vacancy. Okay. And that smell. Oh, man. I'm not going back there again. I'm not revisiting that anymore. No, that's a bad time. Alright. I am going to go look for some diamonds or something. Diamonds and flint. We'll see. So, middle of the farms and I just see this sticking out of the trees. What the heck? Let me go see what that is. That's odd. So, cool. So, it's a monastery and a Russian history museum. Just walk around a little bit. Wow. Inside the temple grounds here. Crazy. Just gonna look around a little bit. Look at that. Alright, I'm actually just gonna walk around a little bit here and wow. This is really surprising here. Just saw this sticking out of the farms in the distance. Crazy. So this is an active church and monastery here. I'm unsure if I want to peek my head in or not. Oh wow. Alright, so I just took off. It's right there. So, alright, so I did not go in. It said to enter, I have to request assistance, and I think I had to like be properly dressed or something to go in. I'm not sure. So I just bailed. Interesting though.
What'd you find?
Flint.
Oh, look at that.
I saw this little piece. Like that grayish. It's not on a daga.
It's got like banding.
Yeah, it's like green,
color?
gray, blue.
That's cool.
Wow. I've not seen this kind before. So mixed in with the limestone. That's a really, really high quality flint. In my pocket. Mine. Alright, so now I know what I'm looking for. So this looks a little different.
Oh, wow.
White flint.
Look at that.
I'll take a flake off.
It's like freeze damaged in size a little bit.
Yep. That is super high quality, though it's just damaged. If I take another flake off, it might look a little better. So white flint in New York. That's more damaged up there, but it's the chalky stuff.
Cortex.
Yep. I'll put these flakes in my pocket. There we go. Okay, coming with me. So that's two different kinds on this in the same general area here. Okay.
Okay.
I found this here. I saw that little bit of shiny and took a few hits, and it's like a super high quality quartzite. I did want to try over here where the color is. Yeah, there's flint in there.
Nice.
Cool. All different kinds here. Keep looking. Got two pieces here. Got this, which is definitely flint, but it's not such high quality. That is flint. It's just damaged. Let's see if I could get this piece off. Cool. That's a weird looking flint. There we go. Yeah, flint with damage. There's not seem to be an awful lot here, but I did find some here. It's small pieces, small cobbles of extremely high quality stuff. I wonder which way it's coming from. The river's flowing that way, so it's probably coming from up there. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot here. Keep looking now. That looks like a limestone to me, but it's a lighter gray limestone. Yeah, that's a limestone. Very, very high quality limestone though. Let me try another section. No, this is actually flint. This tricked me. This is flint. It's just the same color as the limestone. So that's 3 different varieties right here. Huh. Crazy. Smells like gunpowder. Smell it? Gunpowder. Alright, my pockets are getting full. I'll try another piece because of that last piece of flint that looked like limestone. Limestone. Limestone.
It looks the same on the outside.
Yep, looks the same as the other stuff, but this is limestone. One of the ways I've been able to tell limestone is these weird ripples in it, as well as it's just super grainy. So I've been doing this for days now, just looking at this. I'm starting to get rock blind again. I can't tell what's what, and when I look up, everything's moving all weird. Like, if anybody's wondering what this is it's a ferro rod and a little piece of ceramic, and it's made by Wazoo Survival Gear. And what you do, I'll show you. Pull this down, then you take this and you can start a fire with it. So that's an awesome bit of survival gear that you could get for yourself from Wazoo Survival Gear. Go check that out. I'll put the link somewhere, like here or down in the comments or in the description or something. I don't know. It's a fun little thing. I always start fires with it, and it's fun. I like it. Yep. I just don't want to leave because I would love to make something big out of this kind of stuff. That is really pretty. Okay. Onwards. Alright, so I found the only place in this section of the state that has any kind of coffee. So I got 2 of them. I got a headache. So, caffeine and Tylenol. Sun's going down. I found some promising locations today, but I need to look into them more. There is some creeks around here that I could get down to, but they are flooded. So I can't see anything in them right now. I'm gonna look for some roadside stuff, I think. We'll see. As of right now, the sun's going down and I'm not sure where to go. I love stopping at places like these, especially when you could just see what you're looking for right there. So when you look at geological maps, this is the kind of stuff you find. Look at this. Wow. That is super high quality. Alright. So, I was expecting this to be a longer video, but found what I was looking for. Found more than what I was looking for. And I'm gonna have to ask questions about this. Stay tuned, I guess. Show them this. The whole bedrock here is flint. This is all flint. This is huge. And it goes all the way out to the drop off here.
Shay, did you come over here? Oh my god. Shay, have you seen this?
It's a whole outcrop. Huge outcrop.
Look up here.
Cool.
I am shooketh.
So I saw just this cobble laying. It's not smacked or anything. Interesting colors. It's got some red and blue and green. Yellow.
Oh shit.
This is not sturdy, be careful.
This is some of that slate stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really crumbly.
But all of that is Flint down in the hole. There's a big chunk of green down there. There's a huge block of solid green. What the heck? This is not in any book. This is not. So when you look at geological maps, this is the kind of stuff you find. Look at this. Wow. That is super high quality. This has some faults in it. Unmarked block. Wow. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to ask questions about this one. Look at this. I mean, look at this thing behind me here. Look at this whole piece. just flint everywhere. I mean, a lot of it is very old, so it's crumbling into nothing. Like you can't use it. See that? I don't know what else to say. I'm like in shock here. Whew. Stay tuned, guys. So I got a little washout from downriver here. This stuff was washed in. So I'm going to check to see if any of it is nappable. Got a little hammerstone. A little ringy. Hear that ringy bell? That's either high quality limestone or this has flint in it. I'm not sure yet. That's a high quality limestone. You can nap that. That is razor sharp. It's just, it's brittle. So like if you're using that as a tool, you're going to have to resharpen it a lot. But you could see it comes off in a conchoidal fracture, just like flint. Except this is limestone. Alright, so I got a piece of brown here, and I know in the area here, the brown is sometimes flint, sometimes it's basalt. I won't know till I crack it open. So we'll see what we got here. Flint. See that? This is it's called a shale flint. It's not as shiny or perfect as most flints. This has more shale than flint, but you hear that ringing? Almost like a bell. If you hear that when you're testing rocks, it's worth investigating and cracking into, because you might be able to find something that, like this alone, can be used as a knife. If you're fishing in a creek like this, you catch a fish, you want to cut it open, gut it, just use the flake. Works perfectly. I'm going to keep this piece. Keep looking. I see black and brown and a lot of white and limestone. So it just takes some experimentation of cracking them open and seeing what's inside. Nope. That was a trickery. It's covered in sludge. Limestone. Here's a bigger, nice piece, but it's damaged. It's got other stuff in it. So if we crack it here, see that crud? Now if I take a flake off from this edge, that's a higher quality flint, but it's got all damage in there. It's very old. Happy with this. I wonder if this is Onondaga. I don't know, it just smells like mud. Alright, I'm out. Flint right there. Amazing wildlife management area right there. This is all hunting area, hunting and fishing. And apparently there's huge trout in here. Cool. I love stopping at places like these, especially when you could just see what you're looking for right there. just gonna go and look at all this parking lot rock. See this, on this piece here, the whole top layer of limestone peeled off. So now you're just left with the flint, but it's very, very weathered. See, it's cracked and in pieces. This piece might be good, but if you tried to knap this, it'd probably fall apart. Your best bet is to find something that just washed out, that hasn't been sitting in the elements for a very long time. Something that just washed out of a wall somewhere into one of these creeks and rivers, and then you're good to knap it. Okay guys, I am gonna keep checking out these little state land areas here. It says no camping, that sucks. I would love to camp somewhere like this. Okay. Ruffed grouse is here. They have ruffed grouse here. That is not something we have in Connecticut, I don't think. So I might keep this area in mind for hunting. Okay, so here's another thing, these areas. Sport fishing and wildlife restoration. This is important. Most people don't know this. Funded by your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, as well as your hunting license and your fishing license, make huge places like this possible. Hunters and fishermen pay for this. So, thank a hunter. Thank a hunter for state land. Spring turkeys, look at all this. Look at all this information. What the heck, man? I'm filming all of this for myself. So it even has hook sizes for panfish, ultralight, your rod power. There is lake trout here. There is walleye here and northern pike. That's freaking amazing. Cool, man. Population of Canada geese. That's my only complaint. That sucks. Okay. Alright, I got places to go. I got things to see. I got too many things to see. Alright. I'll check back in with you guys. So, salad. And, cheese stick. That is the meals for the day. Leah got some hummus with chips. And I had some oyster tea. And I didn't forget my car smelly stuff. Okay. Sun's going down. Not sure what I'm doing.
Mountain food fuel.
Mountain food fuel. Part 2. You're gonna have to watch the older episodes to know what the hell I'm talking about.
And thank God they had food.
We stopped at a mountain town gas station. I was on empty. It was blinking. I was like, please don't go empty in the middle of the mountains where I have no signal. That would not be good. But we managed to make it here. And we haven't really eaten. So we got a salad and a little bit of junk food. I don't think I should have eaten the junk food, but that's okay because I didn't eat all day. Okay. I'll finish my meal. So we're not actually having too much luck finding much that's actually open that we can check out. A lot of stuff is still closed due to pandemic. So I'm just gonna keep driving along the highway here and stopping at random places. And maybe some creeks. There's a nice rock face right there. Rock cuts. Rock cuts is where you want to look to see if you're in the right spot. If you see flint in a rock cut, there's flint in the rivers nearby. So anyway, we're going to continue to a spot that I know has flint, but I want to look at the surrounding area to see if the flint is spread out into different creeks and such. Back to you soon. Try one more spot. I know there's bluegill in here. I'm gonna try out over there. See if there's any bigger fish. And then I'm gonna head on my way looking for some flint. See. What do we got? Oh, little guy. This guy's name is Tony. We'll let him go right back. Alright, I'm out of here. Success. Randomly found flint. This time just in the woods. This is a really exciting video, guys. Stick around, watch the whole thing, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you comment, I will try my best to answer your questions. So if you have a question, feel free to ask. There's a big waterfall right there. Oh.
A salamander.
Is it? That's a salamander?
You see him?
Oh, I didn't mean to mess with your house, dude. Alright, he's crawling back into the wall. So we stopped at this creek here. I just wanted to look around, see what kind of lithics were here. And got an interesting orangish looking quartzite. And I could nap this into something. A really pretty location too, I like it here. There's little fish in the water, there's frogs. Thought I saw something, but right here I noticed two blocks of what looked to be flint, and that is flint. This is definitely flint. And that is good flint. Very, very cool. The whole pile right here. That is shocking. Alright, I'm going to keep looking around. So all this right here is flint, but it's very, very tough flint. Cool. Let's test this piece. Just for the heck of it. That is good flint for sure. Cool, cool, cool. Looking at this big chunk here, I don't know how the quality is, but it seems pretty big. It looks like it goes down pretty deep, and I don't have any digging tools with me. That is flint. Wow. Let's test right here. Look at that. Success. Randomly found flint. This time just in the woods. This is a good 50-pound block here. And a worm.
No, it's a salamander.
Is it? That's a salamander?
You see him?
Oh, I didn't mean to mess with your house, dude. Alright, he's crawling back into the wall. Cool. Alright. So right here I see a giant boulder of flint. The way I could tell is the smooth brown top. The flint here is a brown color. When you crack it open, it's black. So that's a giant chunk of flint. I'm going to keep walking down and see if there's anything that I could actually crack into. That's too big, and all I have is a little stone.
Let me see your hammerstone.
So I got a little washout from downriver here. This stuff was washed in. So I'm going to check to see if any of it is nappable. Got a little hammerstone. A little ringy. Hear that ringy bell? That's either high quality limestone or this has flint in it. I'm not sure yet. That's a high quality limestone. You can nap that. That is razor sharp. It's just, it's brittle. So like if you're using that as a tool, you're going to have to resharpen it a lot. But you could see it comes off in a conchoidal fracture, just like flint. Except this is limestone. Alright, so I got a piece of brown here, and I know in the area here the brown is sometimes flint, sometimes it's basalt. I won't know till I crack it open. So we'll see what we got here. Flint. See that? This is it's called a shale flint. It's not as shiny or perfect as most flints. This has more shale than flint, but you hear that ringing? Almost like a bell. If you hear that when you're testing rocks, it's worth investigating and cracking into, because you might be able to find something that, like this alone, can be used as a knife. If you're fishing in a creek like this, you catch a fish, you want to cut it open, gut it, just use the flake. Works perfectly. I'm going to keep this piece. Keep looking. I see black and brown and a lot of white and limestone. So it just takes some experimentation of cracking them open and seeing what's inside. So I'll show you what I mean about ringing. Like if I hit this coarse stone here, it sounds very dull, more like a knock. And then if I find something that looks like flint, like this, which is definitely flint, higher pitched, ringy, that's some good flint. It's got some damage in there, but that's flint. One I saw smooth brown and chunky black, and it has some fossils in it. Usually if you see stuff like this in areas with limestone and fossils, there's different kinds of flint mixed into stuff. I might need a bigger hammerstone to do this, but different areas will be ringy if there's flint in there, and other areas will be dull if there's not. You hear that? Compared to... So let's test certain areas of this particular rock here. It does have flint in it, but it's very weathered and not so good. Let's see what else we could get into this piece. I doubt it, but we'll try. Gonna need a bigger hammerstone. Yeah, I don't know. I really want to try to get into that to see. It's mostly limestone. There is some flint, but it's not anything wonderful. Nah. Alright, I thought that was worth investigating, but it's not.
Do you want to check that one?
Check this little thing. Where did my other hammerstone go now? Here's this one. That sounds like a dull ringy. Let's see. That's a shell. It's nappable, but it's nothing too high quality. Limestone shale. You can see the glittering in it. So you can nap this, but it's not very high quality. There's my other hammerstone. Nope. That was a trickery. It's covered in sludge. Limestone. Ugh. Ugh. You want it? A higher quality sound to them. This one here, I know is probably going to be good. Gonna hit right at this ledge here. Super high quality flint. Smells like gunpowder when you hit it. Where'd that flake go? There we go. So that's a keep. I do not know what kind of flint this is. And then we got this here. It has a super ringy sound to it, but it doesn't look so good, so I wanted to test this. Limestone with some flint in it. The darker stuff is the flint. The white crumbly stuff is the limestone. I'm going to try the other side. I could see a little bit of flint in there. It's giving you a big problem like this and busting up your hammerstone. It's probably not worth it. I mean, there's a little bit in there. And I'm trying to... Yeah, see, that's like freaking concrete in there. So there's probably not a lot of good flint in there. Especially if it's giving you a hard time to crack it. Good flint will pop right off like that other one did. So this I'm going to leave here. So the reality of this, when you're looking, I went all the way up and down this whole creek and only found one really high quality piece. And this is super high quality, so to me this is worth it. It's kind of a banded chert. So I'm going to continue on and see what else I could find. I'm happy with this. I wonder if this is Onondaga. I don't know, it just smells like mud. Alright, I'm out. Don't stand too close, there's no underneath you there. Here, I'm gonna throw it up to you.
later. Alright, this is gonna take some digging. I'll be back. And we got him.
Okay, so there's some good examples here down off this cliff. Some of it is not so good, but it is flint, so if you wanted to use it for fire and steel, this would work for fire starting, for bushcraft. This stuff here is very decayed and not good at all for much of anything. This whole piece is no good, very decayed. Not much flint in it, it's mostly limestone, so I'm going to chuck that back. That could go back, that could go back. This is a good example of what the flint would look like when you're looking for it. It comes in different forms. This kind runs in veins through limestone, and you can see the limestone here and the limestone on the bottom. And this is, I'm going to call this Eastern Onondaga. Then there's other kinds. And I'm not so sure on this one. This whole piece might be limestone. But this is flint. That's a solid block of flint. Right here. You can see pieces have been knocked off from tumbling around down there. And that's flint. This is the same kind of flint. Massive boulder that Leah found. Perfect flint. Again, more examples of stuff that's decayed, not so good, can't really use it for anything, so throw that back. This piece might have some good in it, so I'm going to keep it. I see the shiny black here, so I'm going to try to split this in half and make something from it. This is that shale stuff. Look at this. So it'll cut, it'll flake, but I don't really like this stuff too much. I'm going to keep it anyway. Let's actually take a piece off. We'll use the flint to knock the flake off. So it does have some good shale flint in there. It's much different than the other kinds. If you look, you can see this is very shiny. And that's kind of dull, and it'll work. It'll shape, it'll cut, it'll flake, it'll make arrowheads, it'll make knives, but it's not as good as the other stuff. This is more of this. That shale stuff.
It's more coarse inside.
Yeah, definitely coarser inside. This I'm going to toss back. Can't really do too much with it. I have enough flint and fire steels for myself. This is going to be really hard to get into, and there's a crack going through. But that's some pretty high quality flint right there, but it's only about that much. So if you wanted to make an arrowhead from this piece, you could. I'm not going to keep this, I'm going to toss it back. So, another example of the flint inside the limestone, but that's very, very damaged. You can see it's damaged. I'm going to bring this home to try to split it. But for now, I want to check out this piece, because this is a mystery to me. I don't know what this is. It might just be limestone. So I'm going to use this big one to try to knock an edge off here. And that is limestone. So this is a whole big block of limestone. And as I said, this stuff is sharp and it'll cut, but it dulls quickly. You could shape it. It's very tough. It's a ringy, which means it's a high quality limestone. You can use that to knap, but I wouldn't waste my time with it considering I got this stuff. So I'm going to toss this back and keep the rest. So I've been conserving that one rock that you threw at me. I rolled down the hill, went in the water, and I've been really conserving that. I've made like 5 knives out of it so far, and I still have a chunk about that big. It's like a brick. But I've been like, oh God, I don't want to waste this rock because it's so pristine. It's the shale chert, and you just found 2 more huge boulders of it. So I'm very, very happy with that.